I'm pretty much on time. What, a minute? Come on. And it just hit the next minute. Well, hello, everybody. Hey, Panda. Hey, Just Joan. Hey, Mods. Thank you, Mods. Hey, D. D, I'm really, really excited. D is coming to the Nashville meetup. Meredith Lynn. Yes, you too. Hey, Cliff Ann. Kestrel. Aline. Aline, you're so nice. I emailed you back today. Hey, Debbie A. Sassy's dad, Conroe. Martin, I can see you, Martin. Welcome in. Hey, Puka Vista, Wisconsin Barb. Hey, Donna Cooper. Hope Between the Dreams. You made it on time, babe. Sometimes I feel like you don't hop until the middle. I'm happy to see you. Hey, Aspire to Inspire. Hey, Winner 500. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Sometimes this is a weird time and I never know who's going to show up. Rosa Lang, good to see you again, babe. Hey, Lisa Kelson. Say hi to Craig. Buffy. Buffy always makes it. Peggy Collins, Marie Marion, Starlina. Hey, Renee B. I know. We're very excited about this. Hey, Armine. No problem at all, Kathy Ann. Hey, Laura Lou. Thank you. Hope Between the Dreams. Hey, Kim Leaf. HC from LBC. Rachel Sandy made it in. Tiffinisms is here. I love that. Aline, I'm happy to see you, babe. Hey, Yawn. I'm letting people trickle in. Although this may be it. I don't know. Why am I panicking? We're 1 minute in. I just never know when I don't do it at my time. 1 second. Okay, she's just sending me pictures. Cool pictures though. My friend is doing yoga right now in a really cool setting in Florida, and it looks quite amazing. It's a huge group. I think she said it was full moon yoga, which sounds really cool. I don't know if there's a full moon tonight or some kind of a moon. Hey, Nancy Jane. We missed you too, Martin. Hey, Lumen. Tony's Hooter. Love you, babe. Love you a lot, Tony's Hooter today. Today, Tony's Hooter. I love you today. Thank you, Lisa Kelson. Anybody who's coming to the Nashville meetup, we're going to go to the store where I got this shirt. Hey, Gracie. It's a lot of silly nonsense, Panda. It's a lot of silly nonsense. Hey, Wanda, what's the weather like? It was kind of cloudy this morning, but it's super bright and warm now. I'm going to walk the dogs. I decided early morning. Oh, cool. Now she's sending me a picture of some butterflies. Early morning or later in the evening. It's too hot during the day for Bo. He's got really thick black hair. It's just too hot for him. So I'm going to walk him after the show. I just feel like that's safer for their paws too. You got to remember that, guys. I hate seeing people walk their animals in like really, really, really heated summer temperatures. And I think, are you not considering their pawpaws? It really bothers me. Hey, Honey Lou. Hey, Amy Edge. I'm glad you marked yourself safe, babe. I saw that on Facebook. Welcome in, Honey Lou. So, yes. Hey, Tammy. I would guess so. Yes. Am I going to be a sweaty mess this weekend? Yes. Yeah. I'm in air conditioning right now and I just put mattifying powder on and I'm already starting to get shiny. So probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's not like Florida heat where they have to adjust to that, Renee B, but it's pretty hot here. I mean, it's July. It's to be expected. I always think it's kind of funny when people are like, stay cool. This heat is awful. And then like in 6 months, they're like, stay warm. It's freezing outside. It's like, guys, this is, we do have 4 seasons and I don't know. I mean, I'm from Nebraska, so I don't try not to complain too much about summer because by the time we're done complaining, it's starting to get cold and we all wish we could just wear our, tanks and sandals, right? But yeah, it'll be hot. Hey, Peace Lady, good to see you, babe. Hey, Amy Kimball. That's okay, Martin. You just go night night. Hey, Muffet Lou. Okay, you live in Texas. I've never been to Texas, but I think it's pretty hot there. And the Florida heat, yeah, like I'm not going to complain. Florida heat's no joke. It's bad. You guys adjust to it there, though. It's weird. You do. Hey, Audrey. I would love to see you, Marie Marion. Don't worry, it's going to happen. There's a couple people that were like, "Oh, hey, drive-in fan." Yeah, drive-in fan, definitely. There's a couple people that are like, "I really wanted to come." Don't worry, guys. Like we will this won't be the only meetup. I want to do meetups. I intend to do some traveling at some point, right? I love winter. I don't know that I would take it that far. But here's the thing. Winter is a joke here. People like I got to live through a winter here for the first time, and people here freak out because they're not used to it. But me being from Nebraska, hey Susie with an S, hey P Taylor, it's so mild here. The winter is so, excuse me, I have something that just went into my eyeball. The winters here were nothing. I want to say it snowed, I don't know, 3, 4 times. Like they don't get ice. I was told that they're going to get ice here. There really wasn't any ice. I mean, it just was a joke. I saw so many. Why? What's happening? Usually this happens when I wear contacts. I saw so many Facebook posts of like the locals here that were like, how are the roads? They post stuff like that when it rains here. They're just not used to it. People are not used to snow and ice who live here. So I like winter too, especially a mild place like this in Tennessee. Hey, oh, Susie Q. Amy Edge says I would live in Alaska if I could afford it. Candace, did I say hi to you? Hey, Noreen. Welcome in, babe. I don't mind winter if it's not Nebraska winters. Like my mom asked me the other day, she goes, would you ever move back to Omaha? And I was like, no. However, hey, Rhonda McNeil, Omaha is hey, Lydia Krause. Omaha is amazing. I love the town of Omaha. The people are so nice. I would like to, Cliff Ann, I wear large rings, girl. Hey, Catherine B. I just don't like the actual winters in Omaha. Please send my dad some love. Prayers, anything. His heart valve replacement went beautifully, but it led to a complication that's almost certainly going to require a pacemaker. Catherine B, lots of love to your dad. I love your dad. You've talked about him before. Lots of love to your dad. Lots of wishes, healing vibes, thoughts, prayers for sure, babe. And I love you. Please keep us posted. He's still in the hospital. He gets the last test tomorrow and they'll place it if it's official. Good. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. And he's in good hands, but definitely nothing wrong with sending wishes and love and prayers his way and yours. Donna Cooper, I would love to meet you one day. Hey, Heather. I guess that means you're not moving to Minnesota. That is so funny. Debbie Zito said the same thing. People love Minnesota. Never in 1,000 years would I. And I think Minnesota is beautiful. Like, I'm sure it is. You guys are insane for your winters there. What the heck? Wow, did you just finish your bone? Somebody got a little bit of a hair trim and a brushing today, and we're upset about it. So we had to give a bone, and we're really being dramatic. Pepper? Pepper, do you want to come over here and show the crowd your hair trim? Oh, you look gorgeous, girl. Stunning. We can really see your eyeballs, Lucinda. Oh, look at all this is freshly brushed, and we're really upset about it. We got to have a bone for it, but we're still super upset that we had to take a brush to it. And we trimmed around the eyeballs too. Do you guys notice the eyeballs? Yeah, I can't. No, I would never live in Minnesota. You guys get real winters. It's serious there. I know, Buffy. It's a lot. Gertie, you beautiful beast. Look at it. We're still talking about it. We had to have like 2 hours of therapy. Oh, kazoon tight. We're still talking about it that we had to trip. Oh. Hey, Sam Ashby. We had to talk through it for a couple of hours this afternoon that we had to trim around your beehole a little bit. We had to trim the pee-pee hairs. We had to trim, you don't keep track of, sometimes they get knotted in here. And so we had to go through and do a full inspection and trim all those knots out. And we were very uncomfortable and upset. Sometimes we cried, high whine a little bit more, which is fascinating because it doesn't hurt to take scissors to hair. But when you're incredibly touched by the Lord and you don't want to have to be brushed or touched with scissors to hair, not skin, hair, we get incredibly dramatic and just simply trimming hairs. We get very upset and we miss the hairs, don't we? But everybody was saying that you can see your face better now. Your eyeballs look. You don't have to be so uncomfortable. Your eyeballs look glorious. We can see them now, and everybody wanted to see them. You only get brushed like once a month, and you get so pissed about it. It's really crazy. Hey, Joe. Okay, Rain's in the pool. She said that on Facebook. I wondered. Tell her we love her. She looks like she's traumatized. It's unbelievable, Nikki Neverin. It's every time. We're just so dramatic. She's more dramatic than a Scientologist during a bull bait session. Um, I want to apologize again for taking a brush to the hairs and trimming around your eyeballs. I'm really sorry that we have to do that a few times a year, and I couldn't be more upset about it with you. Uh, she was thrown out of a car. She was rescued. Somebody threw her out of a vehicle, a moving vehicle, in a town in Kansas, and I can't remember the name of the town. She had broken ribs and broken feet before I could rescue her. We had to wait for that stuff to heal. So yeah, she was traumatized for sure. And I wouldn't be surprised if whoever threw her out of a car also abused her before that, right? But she doesn't act. I mean, she doesn't really. Hey, Riley's human. Well, thank you, babe. She does not act like, I mean, she loves to go in the car with me, but I've had her for 9 years. So she doesn't act like she's been abused now at this point. But yeah, she's got she has a broken rib right here. Here it is. And it healed weird and it's sticking like straight out. And for the people that will hold her this weekend will feel it. Everybody that holds her goes, "Oh, I don't know if you know, but she has," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's a broken rib that when she was thrown out of the car." And then we had broken footy paws too, didn't we? Hopefully whoever did that is has been tortured and was hey, Wendy Ramirez has been tortured and was disemboweled with a wooden spoon and castrated with fishing knives. Hopefully so. Yeah, people are horrible. Yeah, she was. Poor Pepper. She was tossed out of a moving vehicle. At least that's what the rescue that got her. What? Garden City, Kansas. That's where it happened. And I was told in Garden City, Kansas, there's a lot of puppy mills, tons of puppy mills. Punky, oh my God, girl. Punky, I've never loved anything as much as you. I've never, I love this animal so much. You just don't even know. This weekend is the Nashville meetup, Joe. And oh my God, Hope Between the Dreams. Punky, we're doing a show. I know. I know. Uh, Thank you, Honey Lou. I wish you could too, Joe, but we will do a California meetup. Hey, Don Davies. Uh, there's a lot of puppy mills there. And the place that rescued her, which is a great rescue if you're in Kansas City, we love you, Punky. Is for they only rescue small dogs. They only adopt out small dogs, and I still follow them on Facebook, and I see the dogs. It's called L. What is it called? Is it LLC? LL Dog Rescue. That's where I got Gertie. Nonprofit. This is it. We are a Kansas dog rescue group. To reach out to our adoption team, please email us. So they're a nonprofit dog rescue, and I really love this place. I've given them money before, but they are so cute, and that's where I got Gert. And they take in puppies, they take in little dogs, older dogs. Um, but I love this rescue group, and they think because there are puppy mills. Have you guys ever heard of a Brussels Griffin? I would love to do a California meetup. And are we going to pass her around like a joint? If somebody's hotel allows dogs and that person is okay with it, I would totally bring them to the hotel, like we don't have to go into their room. I'm not trying to overstep, but I would totally bring her this weekend to something that allows dogs. And I'm not going to like leave her in a car or something, but um, I would love to bring Gertie for you guys to pass her around. I would bring Bo too if you guys want to meet him, but we'd have to figure that out. Have you guys ever seen a Brussels Griffin? I've always said, hey, Jennifer Ogle, I think Gertie is half Brussels, and all of the vets that have seen her have said, yeah, she's probably like a Yorkie Brussels Griffin mix. Guys, I want a Brussels Griffin so bad, but I would never get a dog from a breeder, so it'd have to be from a rescue. This one's hair has been cut. Look at it. Look at Brussels Griffins. Look at the stash on that thing. It looks like the Lorax. I want one so bad, but I have one. Gertie is definitely probably part Brussels. They are the funniest looking dogs ever. And his hair is cut funny. Like but that's how their faces look. That's how their facial hair is. Oh my God. Did anybody see As Good as It Gets with Greg Kinnear, Helen Hunt, Jack Nicholson? Great movie. Really good movie. Greg Kinnear has a Brussels Griffin in it. Remember, his name is Verdell? That's a Brussels Griffin. Oh my God. They're over $5,000 in Australia. Well, I would never buy a dog. Um, but maybe one day, maybe somebody would be like rehoming one someday. But I mean, I have one. Gertie looks like a Brussels Griffin. She's probably part. Oh my God, you joined a rescue group. Hey, Wendy Brewer for Brussels Griffin. They are the best. He does look cranky. That's a great movie, but Verdell looks like that. Verdell looks really cranky in that movie. I love that movie too. I should rewatch that movie. Do you remember the scene where Jack Nicholson is walking out of the therapist's office, the psychiatrist, and everybody's in the wait? Hey, Killy Billy, welcome in. I'm sorry that you're struggling mentally. I hate that. We're here for you. You're in good company. A lot of us are, Killy Billy, and I love that you are willing to come in here and talk about that with us. Thank you. Hey, Jane Aldrich. Hey, Lori Lee. I love that scene when he walks out of the psychiatrist's office and he looks at everybody and he goes, what if this is as good as it gets? And everyone's like, huh? Verdell. I know Kim is blue. I love that movie. Hey, DS Kitty Diane. Hey, Nicole Hazel Miller. Okay, I'm going to close this door. No one look at my shorty shorts because they don't match my top at all, but I'm so hot. I don't have pants on. Melvin was his name in it. Yes. I'm going to shut this door. No one look at my shorty shorts or the fact that they're green and they don't match this top. Stop it. It's okay, Bobo. I'm just closing the door. The AC is really loud. I know. I love that movie, Aline. I love that scene. Oh, who else was in it? Harold Ramis was in that movie. I loved him. I had a crush on him. I thought he was such a sweet man. Remember, he played the doctor in that movie to her son, and he had this sweet Yadira. Stop. Me too, honey Lou. Guys, we will do more meetups. Again, I truly have every intention. First of all, I'm not going to live in Tennessee forever. And I have every intention of traveling a little bit. Like I'd like to do thank you, Wendy Ramirez. Thanks, Sophia. A sweet little German. Leggy Blonde. Do you know that song? Leggy Blonde by what are the guys in New Zealand? I love Harold Ramis. I would love to go to Chicago. So a couple times a year. Yeah, Wendy, I have to. What? The Flight of the Concords, Leggy Blonde. Nothing, Buffy, really nothing at all. That Harold Ramis was so sweet in that movie. Hey, Jessamine. Hey, Linda. Time Arc. It's okay. We're just really doing nothing. Time Arc. Hey, Sherry Taylor. Okay, I thought you were quoting that song, Yadira. It is such a funny song. It's called Leggy Blonde. The Carolinas would be great. So I would like to do a meetup at least probably twice a year. I love Flight of the Concords. They're hilarious. Hey, Katie did. California is definitely on my list. South Florida. Sure, we can go to Florida again. I've been to Florida a couple times. I would love to go to the Carolinas. I'd love to go see Rhonda McNeil in Chicago. There's some people, Anita Card and Jason are in Colorado. I'd love to go to Colorado. Um, Texas is a big one. There's a lot of people in Texas I'd like to go see. So guys, we can work this out. It's work outable. We can do it. Okay. So don't freak out. Unless I get murdered, I'd love to go to Utah. That would be fun, Puka Vista. I really would like to go to Utah. Where we were discussing where to go for a meetup. Yes, Buffy. Oklahoma, Lori Lee. Lumen says Chicago. Your memory on remembering movie quotes is insane. I've seen most of the movies you mentioned and some multiple times, can barely remember the scenes yet what was let alone what was said. Thank you, Armine. I just am able to do that. I don't know why. I love this as part of my 4 p.m. routine. It's like turning the news on. Got to check in with Reese. Thank you, Ty Mark. Is it expensive for you to come to the UK? Probably, but I will tell you, hey, business. It's business time. That's right. It's business. It's time for business. It's business time. That's why they call it business socks. It's business. It's business time. Hey, Carrie Wilson, I would love to go to. I can come to Minnesota. I'm just not moving there. Hey, Ghost Rider, Australia would be insane expensive. I would love to go to the UK. I'd love to do a UK meetup. And I'm sure it's expensive, but it's also something that can be planned out, right? Like, I mean, yeah, I would like Lumen. I love the Flight of the Concords. Portland would be a lot of fun. That's where Carrie Ann is. Oh my God, Catherine B, you sing it all the time in your house. I like to sing Leggy Blonde, but I love Business Time. I play them. I play the Flight of the Concords a lot. They're hilarious. Interesting, Sam Ashby. So I was just in Vegas and I really don't like Vegas. I don't know that one, Jennifer Ogle. I don't know all of their songs, to be honest. It's interesting. I love Flight of the Concords, but I have not taken the time to listen to every single one. But Business Time is hilarious. What was I just saying? Is today July 10th? Okay, I need to make sure I remember to tell Michael happy birthday on the 12th. Michael and I are 4 days apart. Wendy, it's hilarious. They are so clever. They live in New Zealand. They're from New Zealand. I'm assuming they live there. Peggy, what town am I? Are you talking to me? I'm right by Murfreesboro. That's the best way of putting it because you wouldn't know my town if I said it. I say my town to locals who live here and they're like, never heard of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you haven't because I'm the only person that lives there. Me and Kathy Ann, we're the only two people. Oh, I know. I have some medical questions real quick. Can we talk? Are any of my nurses in here? Meredith Lynn's in here. Mar Lugo is not in here. Guys, I don't really have any nursing questions. I got my blood work back today and I'm a little annoyed, and tell me if this is rude of me. It's probably rude and I'm probably going to get some dirty looks. Thank God I'm not looking at you guys right now. Okay, Hope between the Renee B is a nurse. Yes, I knew that. Okay. The most beautiful girl in the room. You could be a part-time model. You're so beautiful. You could be a waitress. You're so beautiful. You could be a part-time model, but you probably still have to keep your normal job. Part-time model. Very much a lot of respect for all the nurses. Hey, Barbara Waits. Okay. Joanna Hawley, welcome in, babe. It's Catherine B. I can't wait to see you in person one day. We're going to sing to that. Hey, good for you, Joe. My new album that just came out in December got 1,000 streams. Brother, get down. I'm not mad at you anymore, even though you didn't apologize to me, but I'm not mad at you anymore. I know you're hoping that I forgot that you said that if I got murdered, you wouldn't watch my murder stream on Law and Order, my murder episode, my murder documentary, because I haven't watched your documentary. And I want you to know I'm not mad about it anymore. I've let it go. Um, what was I saying? Oh, my blood work. Guys, this is weird. This is weird. This is weird. Okay. I've been diabetic long enough. I've flown around the diabetes sun long enough to know some things. I saw this doctor. Audrey, if I get murdered and my Law and Order episode is so boring that you shut it off, we're going to have problems. I expect you guys to watch it. Back to my blood work. Okay. This is weird. Someone tell me that this is weird. I'm not happy about it. Okay. Look, I liked the doctor. She was great. But I was there for like 2.5 hours and I don't want to go back. Thank you, Buffy. I know you will. Buffy is loyal and very dedicated. Audrey is too. Thank you, Audrey. Yeah, it's just Joe Virus, but we're not mad at him anymore. Say that with a side mouth. We're not mad at him anymore. Reese is ready to hunt. Joe, you know what? Start some shit. Start some shit. F around. F around. Good, because that's a you thing. Joe Virus. In the afterlife, it doesn't matter, brother. So I'm going to come at you, and I'm going to come at you hard. Come get some. Don't get me started on that. I love you, Joe. Guys, it's so addictive. Try it at home, everyone, right now. Puff out your chest like a man and go, come get some. And talk like Steven Seagal from a 1986 film, such as Above the Law. Come get some. Do it. It's so addictive. Just Joan says it depends on how you were murdered. It doesn't, Joan. What matters is that you watch the whole thing, including the ads. And if you don't, Joan, I'll know about it. And I'll sprinkle nose hairs in every single restaurant you eat at. Okay? Do it. You have to try it. Just puff the chest out. And especially if you see someone breaking into your home at 4:30 in the morning, like I did last week, and I thought it was someone breaking in, and I was like, come get some. And it, like my tits were just hanging out because I sleep in my undies. So back to my blood work. Under Siege 2. That was the worst. That was the absolute worst. Jessamine, don't be tempting me because I got plenty of time in the afterlife. A Vegas meetup. Reese, surprise us. I hate Vegas. I'll do a Vegas meetup with you if the Jesters are there. We'll go during Jester season, which is in December. Just Joan, I'll get you anyway. Angie Mo, I got this at Trendy Piece Bella's up on the square. We're going there on Saturday. And it's still there because I was there last week. Hey, little mink. What was I saying? I don't remember. It was probably really ridiculous and not worth watching. Back to my blood work. Do you guys think that Jester season? We'll go during Jester season, which is like mid-December for the branding party. Let's all go for the branding party. I think that would be a lot of fun. We should definitely diabetes Jester season. Thank you, Sherry Taylor. Renee doesn't want to get kidnapped by the Jesters. I don't think we'll get kidnapped. I really don't. I feel pretty good about it. Blood work, okay. Jester season, long appointment. Thank you, Wendy. The appointment was super long, and I spent a lot of time with her. And they do, Jenny. And do you need a license to hunt the Jesters? I don't think so. I'm not really sure. I didn't get one. I didn't apply for one. Here's the thing. I'm a seasoned diabetic. So we talked about the injection. I told her, I said, when my blood work comes back, I probably have high cholesterol. I always do. It's just a thing. Don't worry about it. Don't even look at it. Like it's no big deal. We can't, Renee B. That would be illegal. So I get a call today. First of all, I got my blood work because I signed up for the portal, right? So I already looked at my blood work. My cholesterol was high. My A1C went from 6.7 to 6.8. That's practically perfection. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. The nurse calls me and she goes, "Hi, I'm calling to make an appointment for you to come in and discuss your blood work." And I said, "I don't need to. I already looked at it." And she was like, "Yeah, but all new patients have to come back in to talk about it." Hey, Don Clark. And I was like, "Why? We already talked. I talked to this woman for like an hour and a half. I don't want to. What is there to talk about?" I said, "My cholesterol's high, Amber." And I said, "My A1C went up a point, right, Amber?" And I said, "We already discussed like the injection. We discussed if my A1C stays the same, I want to stay on ribalysis." Thank you, Jessamine. I mean, seriously, guys, I make notes when I go to the doctor. I have questions. I'm not one of those people that like flies through. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I'm like, let me cover this. I'm like scratching stuff off, right? I don't, not yet, time mark. And so I feel good about it. Um, and I already told her I don't want to go on to a statin. So I was like, my cholesterol will come back high. I do not want to go on to a statin. And she was like, "Well, she still has you come in to discuss it." And I was like, "But there's nothing to discuss." I'm not trying to be rude. I really hate challenging people back. But I was like, I was there for 2.5 hours the other day. I don't want to come back. I've never had that happen with a doctor's appointment. I was like, I don't want to come back. And she goes, "Well, we do that with all new patients." And I said, "But I already covered everything with her." I said, "Let me ask you this. Is there a charge?" And she goes, "Yeah, there will be an office visit fee. Again, we'll just recharge your insurance for another office visit." And I was like, this feels like a fucking scam to me. Now, I didn't say that to Amber. I was very kind to her. But I said, I'm going to call my insurance company first. And like, I kind of hate to pay another copay. Like, this whole thing feels weird to me. I told her, I said, "Amber, I've had diabetes for several years and I've never had a doctor ask me to come back. Like, it's just weird. Maybe I'm wrong, but like in Kansas City, I've never done that. They didn't do it here." Hey, baby steps. Hey, green eggs and graham. Thank you. It just feels scammy a little bit. Like, we covered everything. It does feel a little bit like a money grab. I hate to say that, but I'm like, I sat with this woman for like an hour and a half. And I was like, "So if it comes back high," I was like, "I don't want to go on a statin." I said, and I even said to her, I go, "Are you comfortable with that with me as a patient?" I said, "Because the last person told me I have to be on a statin." And I said, "I don't want to be on a statin." So with the doctor patient thing, I said, "Are you comfortable with that? If you're not, I will absolutely find another practice that is, because I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but I'm not going on a statin." Hey, Viggy Cat. So, like, we already discussed all of this. It feels ridiculous. First of all, it's 40 minutes away from my house. So now I got to drive all the way back over there. I was there 2 days ago. I got to drive all the way back over there so we can talk over my blood work. I don't need to talk over it. There's not. I asked that, Joe. I said, "Is there something like I'm missing?" Because it shows you what's in range and what not. And the only thing that wasn't in range was my vitamin D, which I told her I'm on a prescription vitamin D for that reason. Hey, Lenora Gray. And then I told her, I said, "And you're going to see that my cholesterol's high." So I got the blood work, Joe, and everything's in range except those two things. I was right. Like, everything else, my kidney function, all of that's perfect. It's always in range. It's great. Thankfully, thank God, right? I don't know. It just feels weird, like a huge waste of time and money to have to go back for another office visit to sit there, right? So I almost want to say to, like, can you have her call me? Because I want to say to her on the phone, like, "I'm not trying to waste your time here, but what is there something we didn't cover the other day? Why do I need to come back and sit with you and have the exact same conversation?" I don't know. It feels weird. I've never had a doctor do that. I do, Lumen. But I don't want to be fired as a patient. Like, I got to go back, guys. I need to go back for blood work again in 3 months. So I don't want her to be like, "You violated, you needed to come back and you didn't." I don't want to be a rule breaker, but it just, some things to me, I'm like, that is so inefficient. And it feels like a little bit of a scam. I have to pay another copay to come back and sit with you. Uh, oh my God, that's so cute. Tell her we love her, Joe. I just felt odd about that. Baby Steps is a nurse and she just got here. It should be common practice to do blood work prior to your appointment so it can all be discussed at the visit. Keep in mind for the next time. I thought of that too. The only reason baby steps, hey, Purple Ivy, the only reason I thought she didn't do that is because I was a new patient. So she probably didn't know entirely what to order, like a blood panel, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But baby steps, you're a nurse. Like, don't you think that's weird? I've never had a doctor do that. And this girl was like, it's just standard. She was like, we always have new patients come back. And I said, do you charge for that? She was like, yeah, we'll charge another office visit. And I was like, that's kind of ridiculous. That feels scammy to me a little bit. Like, so I got to take 40 minutes to drive all the way back over there. And my other thing is I waited and waited and waited in that waiting room. And I thought, I don't have another 3 hours to kill to come and sit and then go over the same thing. I know I'm just complaining at this point. Hey, Lindy, thank you for your super chat, baby steps. Ask for a Zoom. Yeah, third eye open. It is. It's just, I've never experienced that with a doctor's office before. Hey, Kat, welcome in, babe. I have never experienced that. No, this was not the Russian doctor. I switched doctors, Nikki Neverin, because remember, I didn't like her. No, I think Lori Lee, I think this is a one-time thing because she goes, we do this for all new patients. And she said, going forward, we'll discuss results with you over the phone. But she was like, we don't with new patients. And I was like, I already covered this. It feels really repetitive to do this again. And just again, kind of scammy to me. Like, so you're going to hit my insurance up again 3 days later? I don't know. Feels weird. It's pretty standard, but most people don't discuss everything like you do. A Zoom call would cost a copay. Yeah. Okay. Baby steps. Okay. I know, Vicky Cat. I thought so too. I've seen a lot of physicians since I got diagnosed with diabetes. I've never had this happen to me where they're like, you need to come in so we can sit and talk about what we just talked about. I'm all over my health and I'm very aware of things. It just seemed odd that we covered it and we spent so much time talking about it. I almost want to do it just so I can say, love you, Dee, I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. I almost want to make the appointment and go do it and sit through it just so I can say to her, this is incredibly inefficient. So what are we going over? The exact same thing? Like, not to be rude. I'm not doing it to be, I want to talk to the manager kind of thing. I want to sit with her and go, so we discussed all of this. So I had to take time out of my day again to come back. You're hitting up my insurance again. I got to pay another copay. And we just went over all of this. Do you remember? There's got to be a way to be more efficient. I'm weird about efficiency, but I think it's a Scientology thing. I really do. Like, Scientologists are very efficient. Like, we work smarter, not harder kind of a thing. Like, I've always said that in the real world, like Jeff's old business and some of his employees, there was a woman that worked for him that was so inefficient. I was like, I can't do this. I can't be around this person. Like, don't subject me to this. Cause she was so like slow and just very inefficient, like just really didn't think stuff through. And it was like, she would just jump through. Like, she was just like, I was like, why wouldn't we just do it this way? Why wouldn't we just cut time in half and do it this way? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. Hey, Kelly, a little birthday gift. Thank you, Kelly. That's so nice. Wow. Even after through all my complaining. Kelly, thank you, girl. Hey, Air Supply. Hey, Lisa Vining. Yeah, Kat says she may want to discuss new treatment options. The only thing is, hey, Rain, yes, I have access to the portal. Maybe I'll message her. Me too, Audrey. The only thing is, there are no treatment options. I said to her, so if my A1C comes back about the same, I said, I want to keep my plan the same. Like, I was that patient. Like, I take over my health. Do you guys remember, like, in the past where I was not that way and I kind of let them walk all over me? Like, I went in there with notes the other day and I was like, hey, Shell, I was like, so I want to stay on this plan. This is my plan if the blood work comes back this way. She was like, sounds great. Weird, right? Like, weird to be like, what are we discussing? I almost want to do it just to be like, what are we discussing? Ask the nurse why only new patients must come back for the results and not established ones. Okay, Sarah Style. I mean, it's a good question. I could understand if something came back that was concerning. You should do that whether it's a new patient or not. But it's just odd to me that like we discussed and covered all of this and you just want to waste my time too to come back in and have to do all of that. I feel like I'm being kind of rude about it. I'm not, that's not my intent. Hey, Trisha Kelly. Love you, Lindy. It's not my intent. I'm not trying to be like this bitchy complainer. But when something sticks out that much for me that's incredibly inefficient, it's like, why? We just discussed everything. Like, why? I almost want to come back and say, we just went through all of these hoops, motions. Why? Why are we doing this again? Hey, Sonia, good to see you, babe. Hey, Jen Jen Pookie. That's sweet, Jen Jen. Joanne Morrison, love you, babe. I'm not rude, just strong and intelligent. Yeah, that's such a good point. Protocol without flexibility is annoying. Well, I think that's our problem with so many like corporate entities, like Huxley's school. Remember when I was arguing with the principal and she was like, that's just our school policy. And I was like, well, how would I know that? You haven't even shown it to me. And that doesn't make any sense. You vicious complainer, Reese. Hey, Kaza. I'm so much better these days at questioning things. And I know it bothers people. And it looks like you're being challenging to question things, right? It might be, but it's my time too. That's how I look at it these days. Like, that doesn't work for me. It's almost setting a boundary. It's like, why are we doing this? Can she hop on the phone real quick and say, hey, I found something and you need to come in? Or is it just a simple, we're just reiterating everything we just, that's stupid. Hey, Linda Perales, messaging her should be good unless your cholesterol is really high. So she feels she has done her due diligence. Okay. I'll just send her a message, baby steps. And yeah, I'll just send her a message. Yeah, that's exactly right. Baby steps. Thank you for your super chat, babe. I used to be an LP and I've seen how parasitic and greedy the medical field has become. It's so sad. It's totally, and I feel like a number too. We all do probably. Like we feel like we're just a number. Question everything. You are the boss. That's what I feel too, Viggy Cat, especially now that I'm no longer a Scientologist because we weren't allowed to question things. And so to me, that's a great idea. I'm just going to message her. We need to remember that doctors work for us, not the other way around. I agree with that. Oh, totally. This is my issue right here. If you don't go back, the doctor might not approve any medication refills in the future. Correct. That's why I need to follow up. Like if I need to go in, I'll go in. Lori Lee, I don't feel as that's a little much to say like doctors work for us. I mean, I want to work with them, right? Like I'm putting my health into their hands. I don't know better, right? They know better. There's Marlugo. They can do Zoom, they can email you, they can call, especially since you live far. Be careful they don't label you non-compliant. Yes. Marlugo, I'm so glad you're here, babe. Good to see you. Yeah, I agree with that so much. It's just I want to stand up for me, right? And I want us all to be that way. But at the same time, I am relying on their knowledge and they went to school and there's a lot of respect there for that. I have a lot of respect for physicians, nurses, anybody in the medical field. I really don't want to overstep and come off as rude because they're amazing. I really do have a lot of respect for doctors, first responders, any of that. I want to work with them on a plan, but that's why I fired the Russian doctor because she was like, you need to be on a statin. And I was like, I don't want to. And she's like, well, that's protocol and you need to. And I was like, okay, well, then I'm going to see somebody else. Because if you're not going to work with me, that's different, right? You're telling me what to do. That's different. This is like I said the other day, doctors are a dime a dozen. I'll go find another one. Like if you have a poor bedside manner, do you guys remember the Russian doctor? She told me everybody's fat when I moved here. She was like, everybody fat in Tennessee. And I was like, oh, I can see that you really have a heartfelt warmth for your patients. So nice to see these days. It's so rare. Uh, Thank you, Air Supply. That's so nice. Very nice of you. Thank you for your super sticker. Not overstepping. They're human too and can understand the patient is not always available as well. Yes. Standing up for yourself is not rude. Of course, you want to work with them, but you also have to find someone that fits for you. Yes. I did not know that, Rain. If you talk to the office manager, their goal is to get most money into the office, going straight to the doctor, cutting out the middleman. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's odd. I do think I've never seen that before, that like you have to come in to discuss your blood work and we're going to charge for another office visit. That just feels like a scam. It really does. It feels like a scam to me. That's why, like Joe said, what if she saw something? She didn't. That's their policy for all new patients. That is such a scam to me. So like if I wasn't diabetic and everything was normal, you're going to have me come back, waste my time and my gas, go drive in there to a whole other town. So you can be like, just wanted to let you know everything's great, and charge my insurance and make me pay a copay for that. That's weird. That's weird to me. I realized I spent way too much time on that topic, but I thought it was, I wanted to talk to my nurses about it. Oh, I was like, who the hell is this? I got to put her number in my phone. Please join us for a baby shower. That is so sweet that she invited me. That's a local lady that I met. Wow, I feel really special. I have a suggestion you could try. Go in this time, and when you are there, discuss with her directly, not her underling. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Joan. Like, I'll go do it. I don't have a problem. Hey, go the Greek. I will go do it. Um, could be, Joe. I just think it's a weird. I think it's a weird protocol. I really do. I think it's odd. Um, the topic today. Well, I do want to call my insurance because I'm going to blow my nose real quick. I have really crappy insurance, and that's my problem too. I don't want to go do that if I'm going to get that kicked back to me and the insurance company doesn't pay it and I get some bill for like $150 just so she could say the same exact thing to me. That will bother me a lot. Hold on, guys. I'm going to blow my nose. Um, Kim is blue. I thought of that, but I'm getting chubby and I don't want to go back to Cracker Barrel. I'm really gaining weight, guys. By the way, my period started. Joe, please keep track of that because I thought it was going to start Saturday, and that's great that I started today because the Nashville meetup is this weekend. But I just want everyone to be aware of that today was our start day. It actually was at 3 a.m. Please put that on your calendar, Joe, so that we know also when I'm going to ovulate here in a couple of weeks. So I want to discuss, hey, Tony P. I don't have that much of a, I'm looking for something specific that I read, and it was just amazing. I know we all know this and we've talked about this. Do I have an insurance portal? I don't. I hate that, Rain. That is such an uncomfortable feeling. And I'm not even going to read it out loud because it's making my uterus cramp up talking about it. This is, again, everybody knows this, goes without saying, but I like this a lot. You're not grown until you know how to communicate, apologize, be truthful, and accept accountability without blaming someone else. That is a very, very powerful message that nobody has perfected. That's an incredible way of living that not one person ever has perfected because we all try to strive by that, right? And live by that. But obviously we all slide back. Twyla Olson, I love watching you. You are hilarious. Usually just lurk. I told Dr. 25 I refuse stating blood is okay. I do fish oil. A statin, probably. Twyla, welcome in. I love that you're a lurker. I hope you come out and say hi again sometime. Joe is pretty good at it. These are the kind of people I want to be around. People who recognize what I just read. You're not grown until you know how to communicate, apologize, right? Be truthful and accept accountability without blaming someone else. I can say this because he's not here right now. Huxley is not here right now. I am really, really, really working with him on that very thing. He has almost all of that down. He's a kid and he's allowed to, this kind of behavior right now is age appropriate and acceptable. So I'm not rejecting it. Hey, Brian Webb. Hey, Angel Carey. I love you, babe. I expect Huxley to be, he's exactly where he should be. Okay. So what I'm saying is, I'm not like, I understand and it's age appropriate. However, I'm just using this as an example. Huxley has almost all of this. He communicates well. He can apologize. Huxley is the most, I love that, Joe. Huxley is, out of all the men I've ever been with, my kid is like the most amazing guy when it comes to apologizing. Huxley has come to me, he'll say something, and this is not recent. This is since he was 5. Huxley will say or do something that I'm kind of surprised about. Like he'll say something that's really out of line, or he'll do something, or he'll lie. He's lied to me as a child, of course. And he will, yeah, Twyla, I won't. Hey, Stacey Toms, that's cute, Joe. He has ever since, as long as I can remember, he'll come around like 15 minutes later. You'll notice he goes to think about it and he'll come back and go, Mom, I'm really sorry I did that. I'm sorry I treated you that way. I'm sorry I lied. I'm sorry I talked to you that way. I'm sorry I said that. Anything. It's amazing though, because that's such a huge, it speaks to his character very much. Apologizing, now that I've been married 3 times, does not come easy. Hey, rocks in a box. Apologizing is not an easy thing for a lot of people. And that's okay. It's okay. I'm not a person who requires an apology. When I was married to Jeff, no joke, all the time around the clock, he'd be like, apologize to me. And I was like, oh, you're talking to a Scientologist? I think you got the wrong wife. I'm not apologizing to you. And I don't mind apologizing to people if I feel that I was in the wrong and that I should, right? But I'm not a person who ever requires an apology. But I'm just saying Huxley is amazing at that. So he's got it down, except the last part, blaming someone else. Huxley is not good at that. He will say like, well, that person's worse than I am. He'll do that. He'll point fingers. He'll be like, well, other people do it. And I'm like, okay, but you're the only person that occupies this space and you have to live with you. So it doesn't matter if you're going to compare anything to anybody else. If you're comparing your body, something you did, anything, it doesn't matter. We don't compare to other people. Like that's taken me a long time. Love you, Joe Virus. Have fun. That's taken even me as a grown woman a very long time to not compare my situation, my upbringing, my trauma, my boobs, because I do that, my legs, my body. I compare to other people, especially women. I don't do it so much anymore because I don't reach externally anymore. Yeah. Hey, Jojo. But I found most of my adult life, I definitely compared, reached externally. It's natural. I don't think it's unnatural. This has nothing to do with Huxley. I'm just giving this as an example because he is so good at this, what I just read, except the last part. But again, that's age appropriate. If someone's in their 40s, 50s, 60s going, well, that person's worse, that is concerning to me. That's not age appropriate. A 15-year-old doing that is age appropriate. And I let him do it to a degree. And then I reel him back in and I go, we don't compare our wrongdoings though to other people. You have to be accountable. So we're working on it. And because you have true female friends. And that is the biggest gift of all time, hope between the dreams. I have true female friends. But I just want to say, I'm going to read this again. You're not grown until you know how to communicate, apologize, be truthful, and accept accountability without blaming someone else. I just think that's an interesting topic because even like we all do it, right? I hope, I like to believe that I know you guys, most of the people in this chat. And I like to believe you are all people who try to live by that. Like admit when you're wrong, all those things. Take accountability. Hey, Christy Lynn Wilson. It's okay. I'm just glad you're here. Taking accountability is everything, right? Like it feels so good to do that. If you feel like you need to do that, you're the one that has to live with you. But then I saw this quote today. As a matter of fact, it was a meme and I saved it. I really liked the picture with it too. I really like this. I love this picture of this woman. You are allowed to become unrecognizable. I really liked that. Melanie Johnson, welcome in. Recovering from rotator cuff surgery. That's awful, babe. Really nurse that. Thank you for being here, Melanie. It is Lumen, her grandson, her nephew, godson, just turned 16. Tough age in certain areas, but all normal. Totally, totally. Huxley gets a lot of grace with me. He's an amazing kid. You guys know that. Hey, Michelle P. I like it too, Lindy. And yeah, hope between the dreams. What does that mean to you guys? Because when I saw it, Wendy Ramirez, it really spoke to me on it's going to speak to you in different ways. It's not going to speak to you the same way it speaks to me, right? I'm going to interpret it differently. But the way I look at that is I have apologized, and I don't want to speak for men. I speak more for women here. We are very apologetic. Women don't put ourselves first. This is not across the boards, right? This is a general statement. But I feel like we tend to carry way more of the load. We just don't, there's not a lot of self-care. I really like you are allowed to become unrecognizable. And the reason I tie that into apologetic is I apologize for everything. And it's okay, in my opinion. Hey, Katie Fulton. Love to see you here, babe. Yes. And we are not this. And Lumen says, I'm unrecognizable to certain people I knew in the past. And for some reason, it's like, I want to apologize for that. I don't apologize for that. I'm glad that I feel this is just me. You guys can weigh in on this if you want, and you can feel free to challenge or disagree. Hey, Joy Forbes. Yes, keeping everybody else happy. I feel like I'm unrecognizable compared to last year or the year before when I first started YouTube. I would say I'm pretty looks wise, I look very different, which is weird because everything's the same. But I feel like my skin tone, like everything looks a little different. I'm happier, I'm free. And I feel like I'm unrecognizable in many ways. And I have to say, in the past, I would have apologized for that. Now I embrace that so much. We should be unrecognizable. I am not the same person I was a week ago. It's okay to not be the same person. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Joanne Hawley. Yeah. Mandy Harper, I love that. Thank you, Rain. But we all should. We should all be different than where we were a year ago or 2 years ago. And I'm sure we are, right? Yes. I love this. I see it as not folding yourself up into the idea someone else has of you. That's a great, what you just said. Also, I made a note that said something like that. I want to read it to you. Listen to this. It's very similar, Sophia. I put, you are not somebody else's opinion of you. That's the problem. I love what she said here. I see it as not folding yourself up into the idea someone else has of you. And then I'm going to add to that, you are not someone else's opinion of you. I love that, Shell. Yes, Wendy Ramirez, to have your own voice. Honey Lou, that is so kind. They do look different in many ways, great ways. Um, you were always beautiful, but you're absolutely glowing now. The inside work has shown on the outside. Honey Lou, that is such a nice thing to say. Thank you. Hey, New Life Plan, I would love you to dye your hair pink. I'm thinking a light pink, like a My Little Pony pink. Yes, I would love that. It's a yes from me. And thank you for your super chat. Sam says, uh-oh, what did I just do? Oh, okay, we're good. Sam says, you're doing a great job of being you. It's truly awesome to see. Thank you. Yes, Wendy, you're fit into a mold. This makes me think of Scientology and all of that, but it also makes me think of the hate and how they try to paint us, and I mean hate in this world, people who think they know you, and how they paint you into a corner of this is who you are. And so, like the haters who don't even know me, but some of them do know me, and they try to say, like, she's this, she hurts people, she's selfish, she's evil, she's a grifter, she's manipulative, she's a liar, whatever it is. Those things probably to a degree were true. Yes. My Little Pony pink with purple money pieces. If you're being serious, like, I need to know more about this. I love you. Thank you again for your super chat. That's amazing. The problem is, I have a hard time anymore. What was I saying with her today on the phone? Yeah, I get that, Buffy. I think we've all felt that. Hold on. I'm trying to think of a phone conversation today. On who, Rain? Are you talking to me? I don't do rose gold. Melanie Johnson says, I'm usually in the background, but I've been here since the beginning when Aaron accidentally doxed you. And I can see how much you have grown and changed. You have such a lovely spirit about you. That is Melanie Johnson. I hope that you come out of the shadows a little bit because you're really nice. And I like your opinions. And already I just know I would like you to chat with us. Thank you for saying that. Thanks, Rain. There's just something about, do we ever really know a person if we're always changing and growing? Only the people who are always changing and growing. Some people don't. Like, look at the haters. They're the same. If you watch it, they're the same all the time. They recycle the same stuff. I don't have to see it. I just see thumbnails even. And I know it's the same stuff, right? Reese is a sad fisher. Reese is a grifter. Reese is mother of the year. It's the same stupid shit over and over. The problem with that is, eventually, like, that's so stagnant. That's not the truth, right? So, like, I can't give names. I had a phone conversation today and it so resonated with me on how can we hold anybody like to anything? Yeah, Lumen. How can we hold anything to anyone? How do you really even know? Because they could be a totally different person than what your memory is of them. Does that make sense? Like my I know, Tony P. Thank you, Lindy. I don't either, Angel K. I don't know how people watch them. Honestly, it's just so repetitive. I mean, they're bad speakers, right? They're not good at what they do, but it's just the content is just the same damn thing over and over. But I'm trying to think of like people who were actually had some accuracy, like at it. There was a time, right? Like people who knew me for 10 minutes and came out and made videos about me. And they were like, I have receipts and I know the real Reese because I knew her for 10 minutes. Right. No, we get it. there was some accuracy to that. And I did play into that, right? We've covered this. The problem is, I have since done so much work on myself and learned how can you hold somebody to a version of them that they were a year ago? And I'm not talking about me anymore. Yeah, Joy Forbes, it's very boring. How do we do that? This is where I believe, this is where I'm like piecing things together. This is where I believe, because I never was this way as a Scientologist. I'm totally the opposite now. This is where I believe that grace is a huge thing. I now understand more when people say give grace. I used to hear that as a Scientologist, like in the real world. A Scientologist would never say give them grace. Never. We don't do that. But I'd heard it in my real world jobs and things. And I was like, fuck that. Fuck grace. Hey, Taz the Bulldog. Like, no, no. Grace to me used to mean let it go. That's how I used to think of grace. Like, just let it water off a dog's back. Like, let it, that's how I used to think of grace. I don't, that's not what grace is. Giving grace to me now is like, this is why I would never want to go back in time. Let's pretend I was never a Scientologist. I still wouldn't want to go back to my 20s or 30s. I'm loving the people that I've learned and made friends with now, and just the concepts as you get older, you really do have more wisdom. But I also just feel like grace is such a beautiful thing. Grace is not anything to be ashamed of. It's not a pass. That's what I used to think of as grace. It's a pass. Give them grace to me was a pass. It's not a pass. It's that people are people and they're struggling enough. Life is hard enough. Do you want to make it harder by holding your stupid grudge? By digging your heels in and not, growing or changing? Grace is very healing. But as a Scientologist, grace to me was giving a pass. Give them grace. You have to have grace. To me, that was equaled the word pass. And I was like, fuck that. No, it's not that at all. It's walk in their shoes, close your eyes for a minute, and go through what they're going through. Do you want to make that harder? Do you want that on you? It's having empathy. Yeah. It's not even sympathy. It's just trying to look through somebody else's eyes and their experiences and go, do I want to make this harder? Do I want to hold this grudge? I don't know. I feel very differently about grace now. I feel that way about our haters. I don't have any skin in the hater game anymore. And you might go, well, your name's all over their thumbnail. Yes, you do. I don't. That's not me. They're talking about a person or a version of a person that doesn't exist. Oh, what did I see today? Just made me think of it. I save stuff all the time now. Maybe I didn't save it. I didn't save it. Dang. That's how I truly feel though about them now. I'm like, I feel kind of bad for them. What a horrible life. What a horrible existence to make it your business to go on and tear down a person, their children, someone you may have never met before. Like, that's sad. And it has nothing to do with me. That's not even a version of me that exists. Sent you a hair pic, change with me. And no one knows you unless they know what your biggest ring is. Dang, that's a thing. Change with you. What do you mean change with you? Like my hair to be pink? Girl, I would not pull that off. Plus, I'd be scared too. Like, I just finally got the blonde I'm liking. I'd be afraid to add to that. But I do see you with pink hair. I'm not kidding even. I'm being serious. Let me look at the picture. Oh, that's cute. Now that's a darker pink than I was thinking. I was thinking like a My Little Pony, like a cute, light, summery pink, like a baby pink, but that's cute. And you do pull that off with your dark eyes. I like your eye makeup there. Yeah, you could do that. You could absolutely do that. Thank you, babe. You super chatted me again. Thank you. The haters don't seem to feel people can change, which means they don't see they can change as well. That is such a good point. I don't want to show her face, Rain, because she doesn't use her real name on here. And so I want to respect her privacy. Otherwise I would have. I totally would have, but I don't want to do that. Um, this is such a good point. Hey, Liz, such a good point. The haters don't seem to feel people can change, which means they don't see they can change as well. Now, oh, she says it's okay to show it. Okay. She's beautiful. I mean, it is her face on her picture here. So I guess so. Thank you, baby steps. I want to address that actually. Just don't show my name. I'm not. Sorry about the cover of my phone thing. It's got little bubbles under it and it's annoying. Look at how pretty that is. She's gorgeous. Look at her eyes. You look 12. What's going on? She's super hot. She called into our show one night. You know, that actually is such a good point, baby steps. Lovely Reese, the space you create for us is healing grounds. That is how you touch our souls that transcends into eternity. Wow. Thank you for saying that. That's huge. That's very kind. She is very beautiful. I know, Heather. She's gorgeous. I've always been kind of like, I always felt inadequate to be her friend. She's that kind of a friend. Like, she's so pretty that it makes me feel a little bit like, why are we friends? We don't have anything in common looks wise. I guess I'll just be her ugly friend. She is. She's very pretty. Baby steps. You just made me think of something. Take out the word haters. Let's go back and read that. I'm going to take out the word haters because love you, Viggy Cat. Be safe. They also don't have any humanity or compassion, says Wendy Ramirez. Thank you, Lindy. Here's the thing. People don't seem to feel other people can change, which is why they don't change. Hey, Sigrid. Yadira. Thank you, Katie. I see this in other people. Hey, Kitty Whiskers. I see this in other people. It's not just a hater thing. My ex-husband was this way. He didn't change. He didn't budge. He would not change at all. Therefore, people who don't want to change, who are not interested in growth, don't see the growth in others. Does that make sense? I just realized that. Like, he would say to me, sorry, Hope Between the Dreams. Yes, change your hair. So cute. Now changing your hair is like a gray start. You are my twin with the blonde. I'll stop sidetracking your chat. Oh my God, you're so cute. I love you too. I would maybe do like little streaks of pink or something. I would just be afraid to like actually change it. If you want me to do hair like that, I would just wear a wig because that would be fun too. Hey, Rhonda Frank. Love you, Marie Marion. Yes, Sherry Taylor. Yes, right here. I've always told my kids that people who make it their lives to work to tear you down in any way are also insecure in their own life. Reese, never refer to yourself as the ugly friend. You're a sparkling, beautiful woman inside and out. Okay, Sigrid, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'll try not to, guys. I'm trying to do better at that. Sorry. My ex-husband, he would say, you're just an uneducated Scientologist. That would really, like, year after year saying that to me shows that, like, you don't see any growth or improvement in me. Guys, I started seeing a therapist before I had a YouTube channel, and I experienced a lot of new understandings, deeper things about me. Now, I was just a baby at it then, right? Like, I was just dipping my foot in, but he still, hey, Anita Card, that's a great idea. He still chose to tear me down and make me feel bad about myself. And it worked. It really made me feel bad about myself to say, you're just an uneducated Scientologist. And I thought, God, I've come all this way. Like, I've done all this digging to work on me. And for you to say that is just like, you've made no progress with yourself and you never will. You guys have no idea how happy I am to be away from that and just divorced. I'm so grateful for everything that caused me to get divorced. I wish I hadn't cheated. I'm not a cheater. I don't like that I cheated. But honestly, I look back and I'm like, that was such a horrible marriage. And I'm jumping into a new topic now. But I was thinking this the last few days. Anybody who's been divorced, now, this doesn't apply to people who were married like 30 years or something crazy. But anybody who, okay, Buffy, you might have to repost it. Hold on, though. I gotta finish my thought. What was my thought? Oh, anybody who has been married like me for just like a shorter marriage, answer me this question if this applies. This is going to sound nuts, and I have an incredible memory. This is why this sounds nuts. I don't really remember that whole relationship very well. I remember going places. Like, I remember, thank you, Rhonda Frank. I remember, like significant memories, like certain dates. I remember traveling places. I don't remember him very well. I don't remember, this sounds nuts, but like, I'm like, what did we have in common? I don't remember our everyday life, is what I'm trying to say. I remember the big shit. I remember the black tie events, and I remember his friends grab assing me at Jester events. But like the everyday existence with him in our beautiful home, I don't really have much of a memory about it all because we had nothing in common. All I remember doing was like defending myself all the time. He'd say something about me, he'd make some blanket evaluation statement. That's cute. I don't know if he's dreaming. Bobo is wagging his tail laying on the floor. He would make some, yeah, Kim Leaf. He would make some, yeah, Kim is blue. It wasn't much of a relationship. It wasn't. I would not call that a relationship at all. Do you think he had some sort of motivation marrying me, Third Eye Open? That's what my mom says. She's like, why did he marry you? A lot of people have said that. Why did he marry you? Guys, this is not me talking myself up. But I remember early on him being like, everybody was jealous of Fred. And at our Jester meetings, he said, we would all kind of like vote or bet on who's going to get her when Fred dies. He said that. He said that they would do that. They would go, who's going to make the moves? Who's going to get her? So I almost think it was absolutely an optics thing. I think it was which it's so stupid. Like I'm a prize. Like these Jester girls were stunningly beautiful, gorgeous. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy, gorgeous girls. Like I don't compare anything to that. But yeah, I was young. I was 34 years old. I was young. And so I think that's why he married me. I think it was bragging rights. I think it was like he was winning a bet. Because once he married me, that's when he brought up like me being a Jester prostitute. Once he married me, the guys were grabbing me, groping me, and he didn't care. So it was almost like this community wife type disgusting object. I mean, women are objects with Jesters. Make no mistake about that. We are absolutely objects. And he belittled me all the time and told me I would make a good Jester prostitute and all those things. So we really didn't there was no deep conversations with him ever. Think about it like this. I was married to him. I never shared my upbringing about my father with him. I never shared, hey, Debbie Zito, I never shared my Scientology upbringing. I mean, he knew I was a Scientologist, right? He knew some things, but I never went deep. How long was he divorced before we met? He had been separated from Wanda. He was not divorced. Their divorce took years. He was separated from her. He had already had his own house he was renting. Like he had been moved out. I want to say at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years that he was on his own. But I don't recall the day-to-day, like, that should say a lot. That I didn't feel safe enough to he never understood my humor. I didn't feel safe enough to share anything with him. That's interesting. Looking back on that, that's like I never really thought about it. Uh this is disgusting and I'm just going to say it, but he knew I had father issues. That's not anything I had to share in order to, yeah, I never trusted him. I never trusted Jeff. And it used to make me crazy because he would say to me, I really am on your side. I really am rooting for you. And I would say, you're not. You've proven that you don't. You let your friends grab and grope me. You don't stand up for me. You call me an uneducated Scientologist and you tear me down. Don't ever use Fred's quotes. Don't ever fucking claim anything Fred said to me because it's not the same thing. And I never trusted him. Oh, yeah. The first time Jeff ever knew my Scientology story was after my interview with Aaron. Now, he knew about the guy that I slept with when I was on staff because I told him about it, but it was right before I did my thing with Aaron. It was not far from that at all because that's when he goes, that's statutory rape. And I was like, no, it's not. He was like, yes, it is. So he knew that, but I had never shared any, like, he didn't know about the Dan O'Connor stuff. I never shared any of that. I never felt safe with Jeff to share anything. There were never any like late nights where we stayed up talking till the sun came up. It really does make a difference. I know how much you guys feel about, and I don't want to get into Tommy, but there's such a difference there. Even when I compare my last two relationships, how much I stayed up all night talking to him and like telling him things versus Jeff. I have no fucking memories. I don't have any memories. Like just the daily stuff. I remember feeding him. I remember cooking. I remember him being like, make a reservation at this place. I remember him saying, I'm going to a Jester party. I remember him saying, like, I've got these Jester parties booked till the end of the year. All that shit. Just the daily routine stuff. But looking back, I almost feel like I worked for him. Like I was an employee. That's how it feels. It's the weirdest thing. I remember my first marriage so well, all the details with Michael, all the laughs, all the tears, having Huxley, when Huxley was born. Like I remember all these moments. I don't have a poor memory. Of course, did you get the Fred quote tattoos when you were with Fred, or did you get them after you married Jeff? After I married Jeff. It was well after Fred died. It was autopilot, Wendy. I really wanted to be sure I wanted them, and I thought about it for like, I don't know, over a year, couple years before I actually did it. Yeah, Rachel, I felt like an employee, like a piece of furniture. Yeah, it's like we had nothing in common. We had no memories of laughing. Like, that? Like, I can recall these. Tommy is my freshest person in my life, right? So, like, I can remember so many times rolling with Tommy, like just laughing our asses off, making each other laugh, like staying up till the sun comes up talking. I can remember stuff like that. That's the stuff, right? That makes life. Never did any of that. Never did any of that. It was almost always, I want you to wear that one dress I bought for you. We're going to go to this party. Like it was just very, it makes me think. I remember I told you guys I like that Chapel Roan girl. I don't know who she is. There's 2 songs by her that I like, and she's apparently famous. I don't know. But there's this song, Good Luck Babe, and I really love it. I really love it. I love the lyrics, and I love listening to it in my car. It's just an upbeat song. But at the end of the song, she says, and I always think of Jeff. She says, when you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. That happened to me all the time. It's like it really articulated I was nothing more than his wife. There's nothing wrong with being a wife. A wife is a beautiful thing, but I had no identity of my own. And when I tried to, Yes, Sherry Taylor. When I tried to, he wouldn't let me. And I know that sounds like I'm not trying to sound like a victim or something here, but like when I would say, no, I'm just going to go do it by myself, he'd go, well, I'm going with you. He had a real thing about that. I couldn't do anything on my own. And I was like, well, I don't need you to go with me. I can go by myself. And he'd go, I'm not asking. It's not a question. If I don't go, you don't go. He would take my car keys. I told you guys when I would go to shop to do something, he would track my phone where I was, and the moment I would get to the place I was said I was going, if I went without him, he would shut off my credit card. So I'd go to pay for something and he'd shut off my fucking credit card, and it would embarrass me so much. And I would come home and he'd have this shitty Cheshire grin cat, evil look on his face, and he'd go, "How was it?" And I would go, "You know how it was, because you shut off my credit card." And he'd go, "Well, maybe next time you'll learn when I tell you to do something and you violate what I do." He would use weird words too. He'd go, "When you don't obey me, that's what happens." Like it was the most uncomfortable. Like Scientology never made me feel broken, as crazy as that may sound to you guys. Because when I talk about Scientology, you're like, how did you go through all that? Easy. I was born into it. It was what I knew. Jeff, hey Bridget Junk. Jeff made me almost break. I felt like a horse that he was like really, really trying to break. And it was crazy and it was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Yeah, Rachel, do you remember that audio that I played of Jeff? You can hear it in his own words. And he says, "You will obey me or else." Right? And I said, "Jeff, you put your hands on me in front of Huxley. You'll never do that again." And he goes, "I'm sorry, but you asked for it." That was his response, verbatim. And it's just, I'm not, guys, I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying, I have to blow my nose again. This is obviously allergy season, and they cut a bunch of grass today in the field next to me. Hey, Topsy, that must be what's going on. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I've just never been in such I've never been in such that sounds crazy to say. I've never been in such a controlling situation. I felt so trapped. I never felt that way as a Scientologist. I never felt so like, I'm sorry, Riley's human. It was very toxic. It's good for us to open this up and talk about it, because remember what I said yesterday? Remember when I said yesterday I used to make excuses for Scientology, and I was like, that's just kind of the way it was. I just said that a minute ago, and I'm aware I said it. I used to make excuses for the marriage to Jeff. I would go, he wasn't that bad. Like, and I still feel that way. He wasn't that bad, especially in the beginning. He was a different person. It got worse and worse and worse. D, we're so excited, babe. It got worse and worse and worse as time went on. He tightened down more and more the more he had control, right? Night, Linda, love you, babe. But looking back, it was bad. It was bad. I wish him well. And I still wish I could apologize to Jeff for cheating on him. I really do feel bad about it still. But he really was abusive. And I find myself making excuses for that. I'm like, well, he's a good man. Well, I don't know. What constitutes a good man? I do too, Linda Perales. I do too. I am very grateful to Tommy to this day for coming to Kansas City. I don't know how that would have gone down if I were there by myself, because if you recall, I got Huxley the hell out of there. I put Huxley on a plane. Oh, Tommy, yeah. She said, Jessamine said, Tommy never controlled or tried to break you in that way. No way. Nobody ever did to me what Jeff did. Jeff was unique. He was his own animal. No one ever did that. And I think honestly, that had a lot to do with the jesters. I think that had a lot to do with the jesters. I think the jesters are all like that. Most of them are like Jeff, right? But I had to get Huxley out of there. He started to get really threatening and abusive toward Huxley. So I got Huxley out of there. What would I have done by myself packing up that house? Hey, Sandy Kovacs. Looking back on that, no, Tommy is not on that level. Tommy is not on that level. And again, you have your opinion of Tommy. I'm not here to try to change it. And I'm not here to discuss Tommy, to be honest. But Tommy was an angel in that moment. Like, he flew and stayed with me, 6 weeks in Kansas City? Tommy packed up my whole fucking house. You think I could have done that on my own? He carried all those boxes up my basement stairs. Like, he really came in. But it's not just the packing. He was very much like, if he does something, this is going to be a problem, right? Jeff cheated on you over and over and over every month, every time he could. You slept with Tommy because he was kind and you connected. That is so true, Just Joan. I slept with Tommy because I was in love with Tommy, right? It is a big difference. It doesn't make it okay, but it is a big difference. But I just think about, like, Tommy was very clear up front. He was like, if this guy does something, we're going to have problems. And it happened one time. And I told Jeff, I said to Jeff, I said, do not, when Tommy arrived, I was up in our bathroom. Tommy was in the basement. And I said, you don't know him and I do. I said, do not trigger this dude. I said, he's very defends women. And I said, it's not going to be a good thing if you treat me the way you normally treat me with him in this house. And I said that to Jeff. And Jeff said something. What were his words? It was hilarious. He goes, I think he said, well, he said, I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. And Jeff's a huge man. And I think he knew, like, I don't want to be on the business end of that shit. And it went fine up until toward the end. Tommy was live in the basement. And I was upstairs with Jeff. And he started to get really aggressive, Jeff did. And I was like, lower your voice. Like, I was getting nervous because I was like, oh God, he's live. And Tommy, I want to say, Jeff started to get louder and louder. And I was like, don't do this, Jeff. I was like, don't do it. Don't. And he was like, I'll do it. And he started to get in my face. And he was like, I'll say whatever the fuck I want. He was like, this is my house. And he was screaming. And I was like, I understand, but you just need to calm down. That's what I used to do. I was like, and he was like, fuck you. And he started to get really loud. Tommy muted his live stream. And he texted me on my phone. And he said, I'm about to end this fucking stream. And I'm going to come up there. And it's going to get really ugly. And he was like, so I need you to be prepared because I'm about to come up there. And he yelled during the stream being muted. And he was like, do I need to come up there? And Jeff shut the F up. Jeff just totally shut down. He was like, fuck this. And he like walked off. And I was like, like, this is going to get ugly. I don't know how. It was an act of God. You remember that? I was watching Tommy live. Yes. Tommy was getting like a caged animal. He was like, I can't listen to this. I can't listen to this. I'm not going to listen to this. It was so, guys, my heart, like, I was like checking my vitals. I was like, Jeff, calm down, please. I was like, this is going to be an episode of Law and Order and it's going to be so bad. There's going to be blood everywhere. And it was crazy though. Like, I keep thinking back to that. It was so scary. Third Eye Open remembers it. Shell, you remember it. It was so like an act of God. How we made it through those 6 weeks. And that wasn't easy for me and Tommy. There was so much stress, right? With all of that going on, we weren't even really getting along that well because it was eggshells, like total eggshells. It was crazy. But I remember Jeff used to get really, decultified. I felt that you were often angry, tired, and tense. I never could watch Jeff. What a difference when we see you today. Thank you. I do feel very different. Thank you for saying that, because I do. I feel so free, right? Um, he would make himself big. Jeff would make himself scary. He'd try to get really intimidating and he'd get really close to my face. I told you guys he used to spit on my glasses all the time. And that's what he did. He got in my face and he was like, I don't give a fuck. This is my fucking house. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Tommy's going to come flying up here in a minute because he doesn't put up with that shit. Like, it was the opposite with Jeff. I literally, oh, I love that, Just Joan. I love Tommy like a brother. Don't care who knows it. I think of him as a little brother. I trust him and I believe him and the love he feels for you, Reese. Thank you, Joan. He does. We're solid. And I'm not here to talk about that because I'm respecting the crowd here. And that's just not like, it's behind the scenes. We're solid. And that's all that matters to me. But I don't want to try to convince people and I don't want to make people uncomfortable. But Joan, that was a sweet thing to say. But the problem was Jeff was the opposite type of man. Jeff and Tommy are total opposites. Jeff would let men grab my ass. And then he would say, I would come up to him terrified. Sometimes I would cry. I was like, your friend just grabbed me and said something really sexual in my ear. And he'd go, well, I didn't see it. I had never been with a man like that. Now, I also never was with a man whose friends groped and grabbed me. So it's not like that happened in my first marriage, right? I did make the down payment on that house. Yeah. He tended to forget that it wasn't just his house. Hey, Nacho's mom. Lindy, that's very sweet. But they were very different. And most men are going to be more like Tommy, right? Most men are going to defend a woman, whether it's their woman or any woman, right? Yeah, it was weird, Honey Lou. But Jeff was sleazy. He came off as sleazy because of his Jester background. All of those guys were very sleazy. Now, Jeff wasn't gropey that I know of to other women like the Jester guys were, but it was crazy. It was absolutely so made me feel this big. It crushed me that those guys would do that and grab me and grope me. And I just wasn't used to that. And Jeff would say every time, he'd be like, oh, he's probably drunk. He didn't mean anything by it. And I would go, Jeff, he grabbed me at this party with his wife here. And he'd be like, well, I didn't see it. I honestly believe, you know what I think? I'll never know the answer to this, guys. I don't know. Hey, Marissa Martin, I think, because they have, when they're, what is it called when you're brought in? Initiated. When they're initiated into the Jesters, I've read all kinds of gross shit online. Like they're given a prostitute at the initiation, all this weird stuff, right? And they have oaths and obligations that they all have to take at the initiation. I truly believe, because they're brothers. Hey, Nicola, they're brothers. It's a brotherhood. I think, I'll never know. This is just my guess. I think those guys, no time, Marky got kicked out. I think those guys, you know what I'm saying? I think there's some kind of a rank. And I think the Jesters come first. And I think like your wives, women in general, the prostitutes, the wives, I think it's like a free for all. I think they get passed around. I think that the brothers come first. And I think that made all the sense in the world to me when I would say, he just grabbed me. He would go, oh, well, I didn't see it. It was like they were all trained to say the same thing. What man would allow that when your wife comes to you and says that? Do you not believe me? Like, yeah, wives were treated like breadsticks, shareable. Reese, do you think he is still kicked out or will they let him back in since you two are no longer together? That's a great question. I wonder the answer to that too. Third eye open. I asked Ryan that, if you guys remember Ryan, and he said, he goes, I don't think they'll let him back in. I think that it's too much of a liability at this point. He's too much of a liability because of all the stuff I still have that I have shown. I don't think they're going to let him back in, Julie. I could be wrong. I wonder that too. I'm like, are they going to let him back? Was that all for show? Like, are they going to let him back in? I don't think so. I think it'd be too much of a liability. The brothers come first, Sandy Kovacs, for sure. No woman or man, no human deserves to be touched unwanted ever. That's why I've talked to my child about this forever. Consent is a real thing. I don't fucking hug people without asking. Consent is a real thing. You do not touch people's bodies without their consent, right? Hey, Randy Pearson. Yeah. I know it's very Diddy like. Topsy, I'm not sure either. Topsy says, I don't know why Fred was in the Jesters. The problem with that is I don't know the story there. Fred was a jester for 50 years. The year he died, he was a jester for 50, years. So to me, none of us know. We weren't there. My guess on that, I don't know this, but I wonder if the jesters started out super sleaze. Hey, old Charlie. I wonder if the jesters were as disgusting back then as they are now. I feel like it probably. Oh, totally, Heather. I believe that. Tommy has talked about that. If Jeff would have been cool with the proposition thing, he would have been okay with passing me around. I have no doubt Jeff would have been fine with that. He didn't have a jealous bone in his body. Jeff didn't give a shit, right? What man was grabbing me? Yes, Marissa Martin, they were in the Truman's Court, Court 54, the President's Court. Gross, Rain. I'm not making excuses for Fred. I have a feeling Fred probably was a jester like a jester is. What that means, now I will say this is weird, but Jeff told me, this was a weird thing to tell me. Jeff said he came back from a big jester event. And this one was full. It had more prostitutes than the rest. It was the national book of the play. It was the national book. The national book usually has okay. I'm just checking her text. The national book has like 3,000 jesters there. That's a huge number. He told me, he came back from a national book one time party, and he said, I asked some of the oldest prostitutes for the jesters. There's a couple of prostitutes that, yeah, Kat. He wasn't jealous with other men. He was jealous of me going and doing things on my own, though. I know, it's weird. He was controlling. He said that he asked some of the oldest working prostitutes for the jesters if they knew Fred or if they had Reese, I'd share my wife before I'd share my breadsticks. Well, that's because you go to the buffet, and that's kind of understandable, to be honest. There's some good breadsticks. I get that. I like the Olive Garden's breadsticks. It's a thing. Love you, Lindy. He asked them if they knew Fred or if Fred had ever hired them. What a weird thing to ask. Hey, Pat Jonas. But he came back and he told me that he had asked them, and they said no. They did not know who he was, and they had never slept with Fred. I don't know if that's supposed to make me feel better. Joe, I know I did too. I totally skated over the wife part, and I just made it about breadsticks and buffets. I know I did that. It is. It's weird, old Charlie. Yeah, Heather, so good, but you'll shit yourself eating that Alfredo sauce for sure. Just make sure that you have a plan. I don't know if Fred slept with jester prostitutes. I believe this in my heart that not every jester sleeps with a prostitute. I believe that. I would guess probably like 90 to 95% of them do. But I do believe that not all of them go to the books, to the parties to hire women. I don't believe that. I still want to know, and guys, you're going to get mad at me for saying this. Jeff was getting laid around the clock with me. Okay. Jeff and I had problems. Sex wasn't one of them. He was getting laid all the time. He was having more sex than he'd probably ever had outside of a Jester, like spending money, right? I wonder if he was going. Wow. Thank you, Chandelier Delight. Thank you. I love the title too, and I love your picture. That's a cool picture. Thank you. A probably cat. My question is this: was Jeff going and having sex with prostitutes at every one of those parties? I kind of doubt it. Why would you go pay thousands of dollars to sleep with those women when your wife is in her 30s at home waiting to sleep with you again when you get home? Me too, Donna Cooper. I am so grateful that Tommy was there. That was an act of God. Now, I believe Jeff cheated on me, but I think he probably did it in what's called the hospitality room, where they're just all together and there's naked women walking around everywhere. And, they're eating, remember the royal table, the royal fruit table where they lay there naked and they pay to eat the fruit off their tits and cooter. Jeff probably participated in stuff like that. I really don't believe that he had like a private hotel room where he was paying women while we were together. I don't see him spending thousands, because I see Jeff going, why? I can go home and have sex with my wife. But I think he did stuff in front of his buddies to be a dick swinger. I think that he probably they had, excuse me for saying this, guys, but they had blowjob contests. They had those contests in hospitality rooms. They had sex contests, things like that in front of their fellow jesters. I have no doubt in my mind that he participated. I'll never know. I don't know if that's true, but my intuition tells me hey, Love and Life, he participated in that community shit. Wendy says, don't be naive. Wendy, it could be the other way. If it is, it is. I'm not upset. I'm not like protecting my mind from it. If he did, he did, right? It's just hard for me. I go back and forth on that, Wendy. I'm like, maybe. But here's the thing, too. A lot of the Jester prostitutes are older. A lot of them are like in their 50s and 60s. I've seen them. A lot of them are much older. Why would you go do that when your wife is 35 years old at home? I don't know, Kestrel. It's disgusting. Those men are disgusting. It's just the whole thing is so sleazebag gross, right? I'll never know. It doesn't matter. I do have the emails that talk about him booking time, Kim Leaf, but that was way before I ever met Jeff. Those emails were not, I could not find anything. I don't know Anita Card. I could not ever find any evidence that Jeff was cheating on me currently in our marriage. And I told him that when we would fight. He'd go, do you have anything showing that I'm cheating on you right now? And I would go, no, I never found anything. He cheated on his previous wife. He had all kinds of messages that were like, don't call me, I'm with my wife. That wasn't me. That was his previous wife. It wasn't about sex. It was about how the women treated him for the money. Yeah, see, that's where I kind of think you're probably right. It was about control, and it was about how the women treated him for the money. So I would guess he probably did cheat on me in a private room, right? Yeah, Wendy Ramirez. Guys, either way, it doesn't get to me because I can't even remember our marriage. He is a fucking stranger to me, and I can't figure that out. I don't know why. Jeff is totally a stranger to me. I mean that in every sense of the word. I have no everyday memories with him. I had nothing in common with him. Nothing. We never laughed about anything. We did not have the same even movies, shows. Nothing. He was so, yes, Kim is blue. He was so on a different vibration. He was like on a different wavelength than I was. We had nothing in common. I just look back on that and I'm like, this is so weird. When you really think about that, I'm like, I can remember every memory of me and Tommy. I can remember every memory of me and Michael, me and Fred, boyfriends I had that I never married. I don't have many memories. Thank you, Andrew. Didn't that one girl tell you he cheated on you? Yes. At the Vegas thing? Yes. But then I had other people say he never cheated on you. So I don't know. And I don't know if at that point, because I was there interrupting their Jester party, I'm sure, that those guys were really, really uncomfortable with me too. So I don't really know. This is why Reese is so popular. She talks about all sorts of topics. She isn't all about Scientology 24/7 like many other. I can't. I don't want to. Scientology is not that interesting to me to make it 24/7. And I only want to talk about it when it comes to my stories. I'm not going to do Scientology for drama, right? Or clicks and views. Scientology for me is a very personal thing. And but thank you. I would not say I'm popular at all, Sunny Cat, but thank you. Thanks, Love and Life. I'm just so glad you recognize it for what it's worth. A whole lot of nothing. Love you, Lisa Kelson. I just think that's fascinating. I have a memory of everything. And all I really have memories of are like us disagreeing on everything. It was just this constant, like, well, you're wrong. And here's why. And I was like, but I'm not. Like, even it was all, you know why? I just realized this. Yes, just a minute. It was about control. You know what? Why I have no memory of it? Love you, JoJo. The whole fucking marriage was just Jester stuff and fighting about it. Yes, Buffy, just fighting about Jester stuff. Because the entire time, I would say, I'd bring it up. Now, this is my fault. I would needle at him about it. I hated the Jesters so much. It was almost all I ever brought up. And he would, I just realized this. He would say, Reese, it's really important that you know one way or the other about, is it important? Not at all. Do you need to know to be able to get him out of your mind? Oh God, no, I don't even think about the man, but it's fun to talk about this stuff, Joan. I'm not obsessed about it at all. It's a beautiful thing. Like, I feel so detached from it, Joan. It's like I'm outside looking in now. It's how I talk about the haters. I'm not angry about it anymore. I'm not like, fuck them for this and they said this and I got to pick this apart. No, we're just commenting on it. There's a difference. There's no emotion involved in it anymore. I feel nothing. But right away, Sandy Kovacs, Time Market was right away. I found out. I used to say, as soon as I found out about the Jester stuff, guys, you know me, I record everything. I got my phone out. Yeah, Sunny Cat, that's a great question. And I don't know. I don't know if I have an answer for that, Sunny Cat. No, Joan, I'm not hurting at all from that marriage. At all. At all. If anything, Tommy wiped that away for me. Like, I don't think about it. Hey, teacher nurse, I took picture after picture of everything I saw, guys. That was the first thing I did when I found all that Jester stuff. I have over 300 pictures of stuff that I took, right? Almost immediately for the rest of our life together as a couple was daily fighting about it. And here's how it would go. Jeff, it's a prostitution ring. And he would go, Reese, these are very upstanding gentlemen. This is something you should be honored to be married to. These are incredible, outstanding, respectable men. And he would say, it is not a prostitution ring. And you didn't see anything. And I would go, Jeff, it is a prostitution ring because I have pictures of everything I saw. And he would go, no, you don't. Oh, I knew about it. Yeah. Before I married him, Mama Smurf. Of course I knew about the Jesters. Guys, that is our entirety of our marriage. He would look me in the eye and go, you're making it up in your head. Your thoughts don't have any basis in reality. You didn't see that stuff. That was the craziest shit I had ever experienced. And I have been through some serious auditing sessions and sec checks in my life. I have never been told ever by anybody except him. I've never voiced and said, but I was there or I saw something. And the only person in my life ever to do that to me was Jeff. And he would go, but you weren't there and you didn't see it. And after a couple of years, I started to question myself. I called my friend Michelle, who knew about it, and I was like, am I fucking crazy? You have copies of all this stuff, right? Like, he started to make me go, what? Like, he would say, your thoughts don't have any basis in reality. And I would go, I don't know what that means. However, it is a prostitution ring. And here's why. I've seen it for myself in your computer. And he'd go, but you haven't seen it. And I would go, what does that mean? And he would go, you have no idea what you're talking about. You didn't see anything. And I was like, this is crazy. I said that to him in our fights. I'd look at him and Michelle is Ashley. I would look at Jeff and I'd go, this is fucking wild what you're doing right now. I would say that. That was exactly how I would react. I'd go, Jeff, this is nuts, man. In real time, like you're trying to break a Scientologist and you're close, but it isn't going to happen. Not today. And he would go, I don't care what you say. You didn't see shit. And I would go, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like, I would say that to him. I'd go, Jeff, this is nuts. Like, I can't believe you right now. Like, you're trying to get me to erase stuff in my head. You're telling me I didn't see something that I spent hours and hours and hours taking photos of that are in my phone this very second. That I have 2 friends that have backup files of that shit. So if something ever happens to me, they're going to sing like canaries. It's crazy to me. And he would say, super calm, he'd go, well, you didn't see anything. And that's unfortunate, but your thoughts are not based in reality. He would just double down. And I was like, this is the craziest shit. I have seen some shit. This is crazier than anything I had ever seen or heard. No one in Scientology ever did that. My father, did he know you were a recorder? He knew I took the photos. I'd shown them to him. And he would try to get in my phone and he'd be like, get rid of those pictures. And I'd go, get rid of what pictures? They don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. Your thoughts aren't based in reality. And that's what we would do our entire marriage. I could hold my own, but he did start to break me down. But he would say, I think he did, third eye open, he would say to me, you know, we're going to this party. Don't mention anything you know about the Jesters. And I would go, I thought I didn't know anything. What are you talking about? I thought you wiped my memory of that the other night when you were screaming. Like, it was crazy. The shit just back and forth. That's all our marriage was me saying, you're a piece of shit because you do this. And he would go, I'm an amazing human being and you should be honored at what a piece of shit I am. And you haven't seen anything. He didn't delete it. Well, no, he did, time mark. The stuff that I got pictures of, he immediately deleted out of his computer. That is such a good point, Verba Boss. I feel like he thought you were already trained to be a jester wife, and he was shocked when he had to go hard at making you comply. Yes, 100%. I think, well, Tommy mentioned that. I'd never heard of it, but it was called the Taming of the Shrew. And he said, you're the shrew. You couldn't be trained or tamed or anything. And he was like, it's a compliment. But he thought, Tommy told me that too. The same thing you did. Tommy said, I think Jeff walked into that thinking because you're a Scientologist, you're going to be a good little controlled woman. And you had a fucking mouth on you and a voice. And he did not see that coming. He did not. He thought you were going to be this compliant little woman. And yeah, I agree. I don't think he would have ever married me if he'd have known that. I think it drove him fucking crazy. We know he didn't know that because he's the one who told me to start a YouTube channel. That's how stupid, right? That's how naive. If I was him, I would have been like, there's no such thing as YouTube. You don't know. There's no YouTube. Like, I would have shut the fucking cable off in our house. I would have gotten rid of every computer and been like, there's no YouTube. If I was him, I would have been like, no. You're not going on YouTube. You are not about to go on YouTube. No way. Thank you, Topsy. Yeah. He didn't cover his ass at all. He didn't think I would ever talk. Yeah, it's wild, guys. I like talking about Shell. Sounds like he saw you as a trophy wife in regards to being a much younger and attractive and pre-trained by Scientology. I think so too. Yeah. I think he thought she's already a Scientologist. But I mean, there's so much. We had nothing in common. It's so wild to think back on that marriage. That marriage shouldn't even count. We had nothing in common. Nothing in common. Like, if you really think about that, it's blows my mind. I've been really reflecting on it the last few days, and I'm like, I have no memories of anything. And now I just realized it in this stream. It's because we spent so many days, day after day. I didn't trust the guy. I knew I wasn't ever safe with him. So I just fought him. We just fought all the time. And he would just say, your thoughts don't have any basis in reality. You're just an uneducated Scientologist. Like, he would just do what he could to try to shut me up and tear me down. And usually it didn't work. Sometimes I would shut up, but I came right back swinging a few days later. I'd take little breaks, right? We won't think about that marriage. That means you have only been married twice. Yes. Yeah. 2 times. No, Marissa Martin, he didn't think Scientology was a cult at all when I married him. That's wild. Oh, here you go, Buffy. Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. Yes. Give yourself grace, Reese. Thank you, Buffy. I'm glad that you reposted that. Thank you. You have no memories because your thoughts are not based in reality. Oh my God. Cliff Ann, who filed first? I did. This might sound crazy, but God knows what you are going to go through. What we are going to go through. He knew you would marry Jeff so that you were raised in Scientology. Before that, you were raised in Scientology. That training helped you survive the marriage. 100% it did. Makes me feel sorry for Wanda all the time because he really abused that woman, right? Maybe you both had strong personalities and that's what you had in common. He had a strong personality. And I think that he thought he was just going to bulldoze the shit out of me. And he did it. Guys, I wouldn't have made it. I'll tell you right now, like toward the end, I was like, I'm not going to make it. I could feel myself slipping. I could feel the ground shrinking beneath me. I could feel the water rising. I kept saying that in my mind. I was like, I'm going to have to get out of this. I can't survive this. He's breaking me down mentally. I feel myself breaking down. It was really bad. I think I did a stream once that said worse than Scientology. The Jesters and Jeff I would have taken Scientology any day. Any day. I never felt like I was going to slip mentally in Scientology. I just didn't. It wasn't the same kind of tactics. Yeah. So Jeff thought Fred was a jester, so you must have been okay with it. That's why after you didn't behave how you would, he questioned what Fred did at Jester stuff. Also, I didn't know the depth of Jester stuff being married to Fred. He was done with it. He didn't participate in it. So I didn't like go to the parties. I didn't do all the stuff. I didn't know the secrets, right? And when they would have something, I would say to Fred, "Do you want to go? Go. I'll take you, or take yourself, drive there." And he'd go, "Nope, I'd rather be with you." Every time that was his response. "I'd rather be with you." And then sometimes he would add to it and go, "Been there, done that." And I think by the end of Fred's life, he knew those weren't his real friends. It was a shared interest, not friendships. Because where were they when Fred was sick? When Fred was in the hospital, when Fred was in a rehab facility, where were they? No one came to visit. Nobody sent cards. No one called. Fred knew at the end of his life, I was his best friend. I went to the hospital every single day on my way. Every morning on my way to work, and after work, I would go straight to the rehab and eat dinner with him and sit there with him. I went to every doctor's appointment. I did his medications for him. We spent all our time at the VA hospital. Like, Fred knew who was rooting for him by the end of his life, and it wasn't the Jesters. I believe that. I wish I could have asked him that, but I believe that. I think by the end, how nobody showed up, no one seemed to care. He got to see it for himself. Like, this is the woman who's here with me, holding my hand through every single thing. We did everything together. They didn't show up. Verbo Boss, that's so true. Take romance very slow. These predators get bored with the lack of supply and opportunity. You are so amazing. I truly see how you've grown and you emerging more and more every single day. So proud. Thank you, Hope Between the Dreams. Hey, Critters Creation, before I hang up here, hit subscribe. I have a question. Do you guys see a difference like Hope Between the Dreams just said? Because I feel it. I feel a huge difference. I do not feel emotionally tied to these things anymore, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm standing on the outside of it now, telling a story in real time, but I don't get all agitated. Like when I talk about the haters, I quote them, we highlight them, we make them famous based on what they say, right? If they're going to talk about Huxley, but I'm not like, "Vah," like I don't have the emotion in it. Yeah, Rachel. Okay, because Lori Lee said that to me. She goes, it's different. You don't talk about these things anymore. Like you're so, like I just talked about all of this without crying. I just went through it. Like, thank you. I wanted to ask your opinion on that because I feel it. I feel a huge difference. I feel like I am so strong in where I stand. I feel like the foundation is solid. I don't have a problem talking about this stuff, and I feel very black and white about it. It's just very matter of fact. It's just factual. I'm just telling you what happened. But like, thank you, Time Mark. I don't feel. Yes, very far removed from who you were 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 months ago. Thank you, Third Eye Open. I do feel very far removed from it. Yeah, I feel at peace about it. I actually love it now. We should talk about this stuff more because I feel so solid in talking about it now. I don't feel all over the place and like, thank you, baby steps. I don't feel so in it, like stuck in it. Yeah, like Julie said, removed from it. I feel very removed from it. Love you, Liz. Thank you for popping in. Lori Lee says, yes, we used to see the pain when you talked about it, and now we see strength and confidence. It's just, I feel so separated from it. I'm not there anymore. I'm here with you guys, and I'm very like solid about where I am and where I'm going. Now I just look at that as a past thing that happened, and I want to highlight it. Thank you, Tony Suter. I want to talk about it with you guys because I think it's really important. Like the haters, this is an important topic. It's good to be aware. Thank you, Debbie A. It's good to be aware of this stuff. We should talk about it, but I hope no one thinks, I know, Heather, I thought of that. You no longer have to pretend everything is okay. Thank you, Shell. I just hope no one thinks like what Just Joan was saying earlier, which she was just being sweet and protective. But I hope no one thinks I'm like stuck in this anymore. I'm not at all. I hardly think about Jeff ever. I hardly think about that stuff at all. It doesn't have any control over me anymore. It has no love you, Rhonda Frank. Yes, Just Joan. You have learned to separate your fears from your realizations. That's a powerful sentence. You can see your past, but you have found a way to keep it from being current in your world. That's why I came back. It's who you are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. On Erin's channel on your first appearance, it's so dramatic how different and happy you are compared to then. I totally agree with that. I have found myself, and I'm not 100% there yet, but I definitely feel I know me. I know where I was, and I know where I am now. Oh, totally. Time arc. Yeah. The piece with Tommy that I made, yes, has helped me to get back to focusing on myself for sure. Absolutely. I mean, it's always good to clear up things with someone who you had a really tumultuous, dramatic situation happen. I really, I was going to say promote it. What's the word I'm looking for? Recommend it. Thank you, Topsy. Yeah, Kim is blue. None of us will ever be 100% there. All of us are going to strive to get there, but we're going to slip back. We're going to take one step forward, two steps back. I get that. Love you, Just Joan, but I feel so different talking about this stuff. But it's important to talk about. Just because I'm healed from it doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it. I want to talk about it. It's like the haters. I want to talk about them. We should name them. When they attack us, we should name them. Make it known. Doesn't mean that we're being bullies, doesn't mean we're attacking back. But highlighting cyberbullying is where it's at. It's important to me. It's a very important, close to my heart topic. And it happens too often. It's the same thing. Yes, definitely, Sunny Cat. Will you guys please hit subscribe while you're in here? You heal and then you get stronger, Shelly Kelly. Yes. And I really feel that now more than ever. It's such an amazing feeling. This is what I mean. I'm 41. I already like it more than 40. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I'm glad that I'm now 41. It feels really good to take your power. I don't even want to say take your power back because I didn't know I had it. Yeah, Geoplanet Jade, because I was hiding things. I don't even feel like I'm taking my power back. I wasn't aware I had it. Buffy, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the start of the Nashville meetup. I will probably do an earlier in the day stream if I can, because I'm going to go meet everybody tomorrow evening, but I would like to do an earlier in the day stream. I will stream some during the Nashville meetup, but it will depend. There's going to be like 15 people coming, and I don't know who's comfortable with that being on camera, and I'm not just going to assume that people are. So I want to respect everybody's privacy, but I also want to make sure I spend time with them, and I won't be able to do that if I'm streaming. Now, I want to stream at least for like 20, 30 minutes at a time, and then I'll hop off and hang out with my friends. But I love you, Hope Between the Dreams. Thank you. Yes, love and life for sure. But don't worry, guys. I absolutely intend to stream while they're here. Hey, Eric. Good to see you, Eric. Thank you, Shell. Yeah, for sure. I do plan to stream vertical and mods. Get ready for that because we get a lot of trolls and stuff jumping in and spamming the chat. Okay, Rain Virus, I will do something earlier. Love you, Sunny Cat. You guys, thank you for tonight. This was kind of all over the place, but I'm glad that we went where we went. I love these kinds of chats because we don't know where we're going to go. And it's just, yeah, Burba Boss for sure. For sure. Anybody who doesn't want to be on camera will just have to stay out of the camera. I'm not going to walk up and stream in people's faces. Rosalang's going to stream during the trip as well. I love that. So tomorrow's the start of it, and it goes through to Sunday. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them. I'm really excited about this. I love you guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Please hit subscribe. Thank you. Thank you for your super chats, of course. Thank you for the memberships. I love you guys. Thank you for your time. It means everything to me. Thank you for your time. I mean that. All right, hit subscribe, and here comes Fred.